One day, a wealthy African prince gets tired of the luxurious life and goes to New York. Pretending to be a poor African student, he gets a job at McDonald's. But things don't go as the prince expected.
This is King Jaffe Joffer, ruler of Zamunda. He is searching for his son Akeem.
In a luxurious castle, Prince Akeem celebrates his birthday. Today, he's 21 years old. A new stage in his carefree life begins. The prince must meet his future wife, start a family, and learn how to run the country. But Akeem isn't interested in that. He doesn't want to be with the girl who was chosen for him. The prince was tired of idleness and the constant guardianship of servants. After all, he had never even gone to the bathroom by himself. And it's impossible to step through the castle without maids strewing the floor with rose petals. He has to figure something out. In the evening, many guests arrive at the castle. The prince is introduced to his future wife. The girl is very pretty, but Akeem's heart didn't start beating faster. He wants to talk to the beautiful lady in private to learn more about her. Akeem is disappointed. The future wife is more like a trained dog than a holistic person. All her life, the girl was prepared for the fact that she must please the prince and, without the slightest doubt, follow all orders. Akeem checked, she really barks and jumps once he tells her to do it. The prince is upset. He doesn't need another maid. He needs a girl with character, an interesting personality with her own opinion. Akeem tells his father that he isn't ready to marry yet. At first, he wants to see the world. The king allows his son to go on a trip for 40 days. At the end of this period, Akeem will return home and marry a beautiful girl. The king thinks that his son is looking for entertainment and wants to go crazy before the wedding, but Akeem has his own plans for the trip. The prince decides to go to America. There he can find the girl of his dreams. He and his assistant, and part-time best friend Semi, go to New York. They pretend to be ordinary African students on arrival, but it turns out ridiculous. Rich clothes, necklaces made of pieces of gold, expensive suitcases. Yeah, that's what ordinary guys without money look like. Akeem rents a terrible room in an equally terrible area. One toilet per floor, rats, garbage, a stench that stings in the eyes. Great! Exactly what's needed. The prince is delighted. Standing on the balcony, he happily greets his new American neighbors, who sent him to hell.
Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you!
Yes, and you go there too, exclaims the prince, who's ready to endure any inconvenience, just to realize his plan. The next day, Akeem and Semi buy ordinary clothes, which make them look like ordinary people, and go to look for the right girl. The guys go to a bar. There are many women here, but Akeem doesn't like any of them. The prince comes across devil fans, unsuccessful actresses, and money hunters. And one lady even turns out to be a man. No, a bar isn't the best place to find a soulmate. An idea comes to the prince: attractive girls take part in beauty contests. Just such a competition is taking place today, where the guys go. Yes, there are many beauties on the stage, but they don't attract Akeem's attention. The prince sees the girl Lisa. She isn't a contestant. Lisa is raising money for the park's renewal and asks those present to donate. Akeem is fascinated. He throws a huge amount of money into the donation basket, while he doesn't take his eyes off Lisa. She's beautiful, smart, and cares about others. He needs to get to know her better. The prince learns that the girl works at a diner owned by her father. The next day, Akeem and Semi get a job there. Well, for the first time, the prince has to wash windows, wipe floors, and please other people. But he's ready to endure, because he can talk with a friendly Lisa at work. But a new challenge is waiting for Akeem. Lisa has a boyfriend, Daryl, a narcissistic jerk with a ridiculous haircut. No worries, let's see what he's worth. Daryl's parents own a hair care company. No wonder Lisa's father, Cleo, likes Daryl. He dreams that his daughter will marry this guy quickly. The next day, Lisa asked Daryl if he gave a huge amount of donations in yesterday's contest. The guy proudly says, "Yes, I did it." Would have Lisa known about his lies. The delivery man brings Lisa a gift. The package contains expensive earrings, and the note says it's from a secret admirer, not from Daryl. The girl is surprised. Who is this generous stranger? Akeem takes every opportunity to talk to Lisa at work. The girl likes this young man and invites Akeem to a volleyball match. The prince happily agrees. He doesn't know yet that he'll be disappointed again. It turns out that Lisa brought her disgusting boyfriend, and Akeem is constantly bothered by her younger sister. Further, the situation becomes even worse. Daryl continually tries to humiliate Akeem with questions about Africa. Lisa is uncomfortable with her boyfriend's behavior. Later at work, Akeem gets a chance to hang out with Lisa. The girl asks the guy about his homeland. She wonders what his family does. The prince says that they have a family business, goat breeding. Lisa is surprised because she has never met such an erudite goatherd who quotes Nietzsche. This guy isn't as simple as it seems at first glance. Suddenly, a robber breaks into the cafe. The visitors are scared, and Daryl hides under a chair. Only Akeem and Semi remain cool. Nobody knows, but they own martial arts. The guys disarm the thief loser in one motion, for which they receive a standing ovation from the diner's customers. And Lisa again discovers a new quality in a strange African student. Lisa's father is grateful to his workers for their help. He calls them to his house in the evening. The guys wouldn't know that they weren't invited to dinner. They are needed as service personnel. But Akeem is not upset because the opportunity to see Lisa again falls out. In the evening, guests come to the party. The girl's father brags about an expensive house, and Lisa doesn't yet know what an unpleasant surprise awaits her ahead. Cleo whispers with Daryl and then announces to all the guests that the guy proposed to his daughter, and she agreed. As the guests congratulate the couple on their engagement, Lisa recovers from the shock. The girl is furious. Daryl didn't ask for her hand, and she didn't say yes. Why did he and her father come up with this? Lisa fights with Daryl. She isn't a toy, she has her own opinion and desires. While the guy is trying to mumble something in response, the girl goes out to get some fresh air. She meets Akeem outside, and they talk about life. Lisa feels easy and simple next to this guy. She can tell him about her dreams and fears. Young people understand that they really like each other. The next day, Akeem faces a new problem. Semi refuses to go to work. He understands why the prince is ready to bend his back, all because of the girl. But Semi came to America to have fun, he'll work at home when he returns. Akeem tells Semi to clean up the room and then to go to the diner. It appears Semi understood the words clean up in his own way. Soon a new surprise will await the prince. After work, Akeem invites Lisa to his home. The guy plans to cook dinner. He warns the girl that he lives very modestly. But Lisa isn't afraid of a lousy apartment. She's glad that she can spend time with Akeem. The prince brings the girl home. It's good that he had time to look into the room. What the hell? While the prince worked at the diner, Semi had bought a jacuzzi and furnished the room with luxury items. How to explain to Lisa at what cost poor students bought it? The prince takes all the cash from the apartment to punish Semi and takes Lisa away. He suggests having dinner at a restaurant. The girl thinks that Akeem is embarrassed by poverty and agrees to the guy's invitation. Young people walk around the city. Akeem and Lisa are having dinner at a restaurant. They really enjoy spending time together, and Lisa is fascinated by Akeem. She says there's something regal about a guy. People like him. And she likes him too, but the girl can't say it out loud. Lisa confesses that she doesn't want to date Daryl. She isn't interested in money and the guy's family business. It's important for the girl what kind of person will be next to her. Akeem invites Lisa to dance. They are circling on the dance floor. The prince and the girl kiss for the first time and realize they don't want to be separated anymore. Meanwhile, Semi sends a telegram to the king of Zamunda, asking him to send several $1,000s for incidentals. After the date, the prince realizes that he's fallen head over heels in love with Lisa. His feelings are strong and real. He is delighted and shouts about his love to the whole street. Friendly Americans again send the guy to hell. It's a night outside, and he yells like a March cat. But Akeem doesn't care. Love pushes the prince to do crazy things. The next day, Lisa is going to the museum with Akeem. Her father does not like that her daughter became interested in a poor boyfriend. But Lisa doesn't care. She is happy. Akeem doesn't like that Semi left all the expensive things in the room. He asks the house owner to switch apartments. The guys again settle in a terrible room. While the prince is having fun, his parents arrive in America. It's time for the prodigal prince to return home. The king comes to his son's apartment, but instead of the prince, he finds a fat man in the jacuzzi. The ruler is shocked that his heir lives in poverty and even works in a diner. Unthinkable. Time to quit this comedy. Akeem and Lisa are in the museum. Damn it. Yes, there is an exhibition of exhibits from Zamunda, and even pictures of the royal family. In order for Lisa not to disclose the prince's secret, they literally have to run away from the museum. But Lisa is accustomed to Akeem's oddities and doesn't suspect anything. The king and the queen visit the diner where their son works. Lisa's father is delighted with the news that Akeem is the crown prince of a very wealthy country. After an unsuccessful trip to the museum, Akeem brings Lisa to his home. The prince sees that rose petals are scattered everywhere. This is a bad sign. It can only mean one thing: his parents are here. The prince finds a note from Semi, a friend in the Astoria hotel. Only royals stay in such an expensive hotel. It's urgent to send Lisa home and then decide what to do next. The prince brings the girl home, and a joyful Cleo greets them. That's weird. Previously, Lisa's father didn't like Akeem at all. What has changed? Cleo calls the king and informs that their son is at his house. Lisa's father courts Akeem in every possible way, but then, as an evil, Daryl comes. Right, Cleo himself invited him to dinner in the afternoon. Now Lisa's father is trying to put the unlucky boyfriend out the door. He even has to let the fearsome dog out. Daryl isn't known for being bold, so he won't cause any more problems. Akeem leaves but promises Lisa to explain eventually all the oddities that happened to them today. Lisa pressures her father to tell her what's the reason for his sudden love for Akeem. He couldn't stand the guy before. The father admits that Akeem is the crown prince, and also fabulously rich. Cleo is delighted. Now his daughter can successfully marry. She wouldn't need to spend all her young years to achieve success, as he did in his time. But Lisa isn't at all happy about this news. She doesn't need other people's wealth. Why did Akeem do this to her? Why did he deceive? The prince rushes to the hotel to his parents, and the king and the queen come to Lisa's house. They missed each other. Cleo goes out of his way to please the royals. Poor Akeem's mother, she can't get out of the strange chair that seems to have swallowed her up. The king wishes to speak with Lisa. He tells his son has a fiancée and will marry her immediately after returning home. The prince can't have anything serious with Lisa because he came to America for entertainment. Lisa is disappointed, angry, and frustrated at the same time. She can't see anyone now, and leaves the house. The king wants to compensate Lisa's father for the inconvenience to his daughter and offers $1 million in compensation. Cleo is furious. Yes, he wants a better life for his daughter, but even all the money in the world isn't enough to buy his daughter. Akeem comes to Lisa's house, and the king demands the prince return home. But Akeem won't go anywhere without Lisa. He confesses that he's in love with this girl. Akeem runs through the pouring rain, catching up with Lisa. He sees her going down the subway. The prince catches up with his beloved. He apologizes for the deception. Only by keeping silent about his wealth he could find out how people really treat you. But Lisa is offended. She knows about his fiancée and desire to have fun in America before the wedding. Akeem explains to the girl that it was just a trick for his father. The king thought that his son wanted to go crazy, but Akeem decided to find himself a girl who would truly fall in love with him. Only Semi knew the truth about the purpose of the trip. Lisa gives away the earrings given by Akeem. Now she understands who this gift was from, and doesn't want to know anything about the guy. The prince is ready to renounce the throne. To hell with wealth and power, he just wants to be together. Akeem asks Lisa to become his wife, but the girl doesn't need such sacrifices, and doesn't want to marry him. She doesn't seem to want. It looks like Lisa seems to be fighting her inner self, but still refuses the prince. And for the first time in his life, Akeem doesn't get what he wants. The royal family is preparing to leave. The queen is angry with her husband. Their only son can't be happy because of outdated traditions. After all, her husband is the king. It's time to change the stupid laws. The day of Akeem's arranged wedding came. The prince is waiting faithfully at the altar for the bride, who floats around the hall in a magnificent pink dress. Well, royalty can't marry for love. It's time to accept it. The girl comes to the altar, and the prince lifts the veil. What is it? A hallucination? His Lisa. Today all traditions are broken. The prince kisses his beloved without waiting for the end of the wedding. After the ceremony, Akeem once again offers his wife to renounce the throne if she's embarrassed by this luxury. Well, I'm not. Lisa says coquettishly. Her story is just beginning.